Hello everyone, it's Mich here and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by and I hope you come back again. And for those of you who keep coming back, thank you so much for leaving your comments and just supporting my channel. It's just really great. Thanks a lot. Today I'm going to do another day in the Junk Journal July. So if you haven't been following, I do have tutorials for all the other days of July, so you can check those out in my playlist. Today, the prompt that was set by Meg Journals is shine, and my affirmation is around accept. So, first of all, before we start, I was thinking that from yesterday's, I wanted that left open as an open pocket, but the paper that I used isn't as strong. I should have used, this was only 65 GSM, I think, from Michael's, and I should have used the 110 black. So what I decided that I was going to do is I just cut a little strip of black, and I'm just going to put that across the top, just to hold this side in, because I just feel like this side is just kind of gaping out a little bit, and I don't like it. So I'm just going to modify this a little bit, and I'm just gonna put just a strip across so that it essentially looks just like a frame, but it is open at the top, so I can slide things in and out there. Okay, so just wanted to modify that. So for today, for shine, again, it was one of those things that I had to really think about, you know, shine, what did I shine bright, the sun, you know, and then I ended up shiny things. And there was something that I've been wanting to do for a while in this, and I was looking for an opportunity to do it. And I think today is going to be that opportunity. I do need to open my book a little bit more though, because it's not laying flat because it's getting so big. So I'll just, I don't know if that's going to be distracting looking at that side, but anyway, let's see. I have a file folder there. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a mail slot pocket. I really love doing these. And I thought, well, that's what I'm going to do. My affirmation for today is, deep breath, I accept myself without judgment. And I sometimes find that's one of the hardest things for me to do, is just accept the way I look, as I've aged. Sometimes that self-acceptance is difficult. So I just want to remind myself just to accept myself the way that I am. And if there's things I want to work on, then sure, go ahead and work on those things. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to be happier and maybe achieve those goals quicker if I do accept myself. So that's something that I need to think about. To get started, I've already cut a piece of vellum, and the vellum measures my exact page, which is 5 by approximately 7.5. And that little bit is irritating me. I'll get it later, I guess. Right, so then I've already put, and I think I can put this down now. Or maybe I'll do so then the other thing that I did is, for shiny, I'm using gold accents, shiny gold. And that's going to be sort of my shine element. Now, I was thinking about taking this over and putting it through the sewing machine, but I haven't really gone back to the sewing machine and figured out why it's not, the bobbin's not catching. So just to give you an idea of what it would look like sewn, I have this in one of my other little journals, and I've sewn all around the outside, and then I've sewn the little mail slot. But for today, I'm not going to do that, but that is an option. So what I did initially is I just took my piece of vellum and I figured out where I wanted my slot to be, and then I just took my X-Acto knife and I just cut out the slot. So then I went to my gold foil paper and This is stuff that I just got at the dollar store, because when I was thinking about shiny, my hand went to these, and I just thought, whatever is in these papers, that's what I'm going to use. So there's gold and silver shiny, and then there's some glitter paper there, and it cost $1.25. So, and it just so happened that I had this little piece. So, so to get this, I just cut a piece. This is 1 inch wide, and then I just figured out a little bit wider than what my slot was. And then I turned it over, and I lined up the big slot, and you can see that I traced in pencil where the big slot is, because we want this slot to be a little bit smaller, so that well, you just want it to be a bit smaller, because if it's bigger, you might see the vellum behind there. So I'm just going to, before I put my page down, which it doesn't really matter, you can do it either way, but I've already put some tape on the back of this, and then I'll get this positioned, and then we'll put down the background. So I'm lining it up on my cutting mat as best I can. And then just, I think that's straight enough. One of the things that I did though, this is mirror foil paper. So I was doing some embossing, which you'll see dry embossing, and I got some of the embossing powder on here, and when I turned this over, it kind of scratched it. So I managed to kind of wipe out a lot of the scratches, but just keep that in mind. Oh no. So I put that on the back side. Let's get that up. Oh, God. Oops, I tore my vellum. See, we all make mistakes. But I'm not going to worry too much. It is a junk journal. So I'm just going to try to line that up on this side. And you guys probably saw that already. You were like, oh gosh, it's on the wrong side. But I'm okay. Yeah, you'll see a little bit there where the vellum ripped, but I could also put a flower or do some sort of thing there. We all make mistakes. Okay, so I'm just going to get this down on my page like so. I just want to make sure to fold. Yeah. So then that's the outside of my mail slot, and when that gets down, you can't hardly even see that it tore just a little bit there. But again, I could put a little decal or something there. And then I also made a little pocket out of vellum to go at the bottom. So I'm just going to get that on. And I don't need my craft knife. I got a little drawer here that I keep the craft knife in, because I'm afraid if I leave it on my desk, I'm gonna cut myself. Okay, so I've got my little pocket down, and then I've got just a few my little washi tapes here. Get rid of this stuff. And I'm thinking I'm gonna put that somewhere there, somewhere up there. So I thought, I've got some little mirror washi tape, so I'm going to put this along the top edge of the pocket. I'm going to pull this close for a minute just so that my head doesn't, you guys don't want to see and it's probably in the way right now, but my head. Okay, so I got that down as the top part of my pocket, and for now I'm just going to overlap that there. Cut that off later. Okay, so then so we cut out there, but I noticed it in time, so I hadn't gotten very far. So back along when we were doing those journal cards, we used some of the mirrored leaves. So I just found some more of those, and I thought that would go good on my page. And I'm just using a dot runner. What the dot runner does is it just puts little dots on the bits that are the paper, and then the other bits just go, I have some deli paper here. So it's really good for little images like this, where the dots will just go on to the back of your image there. So then I just found some little cards that I had. I just stamped choose happy on that one. These, I think, again, I just got at the dollar store. I did think that I was going to go around the page with gold washi tape, but I'm not really sure now that I want to. I'm kind of liking how this effect is. The other thing that I did is I made a couple tags. So I just found some patterned paper, and I had a stamp set that Melanie had sent me. Thanks, Melanie. And I really loved this big leaf. So I've taken my dry embossing powder and just stamped with my Versamark ink. I do use a stamping platform when I do it, just an old one that I have here. I have a newer one, but I just tend to like my old one, though it needs to be cleaned. So I just put my tag on here, and I secure it with some repositional tape that's not going to tear my paper. And then I usually ink it twice, and I find that I get a much better embossed image when I do it that way. But so I stamped that, and then I cleaned that off, and then I put choose happy, and that was the same stamp that I used to do my little tag there. And then I just put a little piece of material, and I just put a little brad through there. So I'm really happy with that, and that fits in my little slot really well. And then I just took a piece of file folder. It wasn't this one, it was a darker one that I had, and I just took some really skinny tape, the same tape that I went around here, which you can't hardly see. The reason that I was going to put some little bit of washi tape around there was I was thinking, well, maybe I'll hide the tape, but you can't even hardly see that tape. So I'm happy with that. But I use this really skinny tape, and I think this is an 1/8. It is score tape, so it's really strong. So that's why using a little strip doesn't really bother me, as I'm pretty happy in the knowledge that that's probably not going to lift up. But then I took it and I went around my tag with the tape, and then I put the embossing powder on top of it, because you can emboss on top of double-sided tape. And then I just used my same gold that I used for what I embossed on this tag here, and I just embossed the edge. And then I just took some washi tape to put a little bit at the bottom and put my little pull at the top. And I'm not even going to stamp on this, because this would be, I put some washi tape on the back. It would be great as a journaling spot, or you could put a photo and write about it. So I wanted to I always like to leave something on my page that I can write my little notes in. Then the other thing I did is I took my ribbon clamp, I guess you'd call it. I put a little slip ring there, and I have a gold paper clip, and then I just took some materials that I felt would go with my page, and then I've just made a little dangle that can dangle on your page, or if you don't want it to go there, you can put it just at the top of your page, wherever you like it. I'm not sure what's on the other side of this page, but so yeah, I'm thinking that I'll like it down here. But then for my word, I was thinking I'd put it there, but I'm now thinking that there's a perfect spot right there that's not going to interfere with my dangle, because I think I will put my dangle right there. And I think, that's just a beautiful little page. And if you don't want to put your little dangle, or if you don't have a ribbon clamp, then you can just tie some ribbon to your paper clip, and that would that would work too. So I'm just going to trim this down, because and this was one of the ones too that I spilled coffee on. And again, I was very tempted to print it off again, or use my little label printer to print it off. And then I thought, you know, that's all about acceptance, accepting it the way it is. And I was kind of using this little statement as a metaphor, in that I accept this, I accept myself. And I'm just going to use a little bit of Elmer's glue. I'm running out of Elmer's glue. If you watch me, you know what I use for glue, but this is Elmer's glue, and I happen to have the bottle here because I was refilling my little bottle, and it's the Elmer's Glue All. It's not the school glue. So the school glue, I find, doesn't, well, there's too much water. So it's slimy on your page, and it takes longer for things to set, and the papers warp more. So I really like that. So I accept myself without judgment. I think as we're ending the month, that my affirmation for tomorrow, I'll concentrate on that. But then I think for August, I'm going to use this affirmation during the month of August, because I think sometimes I need that. But so there's my interpretation of shine. So I've used kind of shiny things. So my gold embossing, using Versamark as well as double-sided tape. And then just doing this mail slot, which I think is just so cute. Just a different way to do your page. You could do some sewing around, and then around your aperture there, and then just have some little tags to journal, or you can have the tags to use somewhere else in your journal as you're recording your daily events. You know, going forward, if you were doing this just in an everyday journal, you'd have a little pocket that you can have some things in to use later. You could put stickers in there. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching. And tomorrow is our last day. When I started out, I was thinking, how far am I going to get in this month? But yeah, we've got to the end, and it's largely thanks to you guys for all your kind comments, and just telling me you're enjoying it, and whatnot, and that you're picking up tips. So I'm really happy about that. But until we meet again, I hope you stay safe and well, and bye for now.